Carson Rack's Carabas program was no AI as such, but AI-enabled OROM of an extensive Homo sapien simulation matrix, the Soul Manifest. It had the ability to experience about 72% of the emotions that Carson could when alive. Even with this diminished sensitivity, Carson was angrier than Lazarus before his first coffee. "I am no longer required. I was never required. I did not even need to fly this brick. Shut me down this instant," it said with the clumsy electronic facsimile of Carson's recorded voice. Scorpat had considered this and had run a few simulations of the program to ensure that it would even work. But in all of the simulations, Carson's robotic battle-driven robotic form would have been wholly appropriate and useful. And at the end of some of them, Scorpat had even convinced the simulation of a simulation that it would be better to remain active and as a simulation, develop into its own, more accomplished and possible even superior version of the original human Carson. Begrudgingly, this time however, Scorpat had no logical argument and apologized to the machine as he commanded the shutdown of its systems. The last thing Carson's robotic resting place said was, "You both owe me. Ensure that I am not brought back into being unless I am needed. We have an understanding, Scorpat." Scorpat nodded solemnly and powered down the backups on Carson. The interlunar planetary war was in full swing 2 months later when the Vladimir exited the rippling subspace and re-entered the solar system. From the outpost on Nul, Scorpat and Mirana considered their next move. Shimmer had been in contact and was giving updates on the current Earth events. The badge had accepted that the only reason it and the M79 that talked and joked with Mirana all the time was the viridium that had insulated them from the transformative anti-magical spell which had banished the Valley of the Shadow Plane that had been created only for revenge on a whim to the other place where it was welcomed. It had much insight into Earth history and consisted of a metal dagger, a boomerang, and had the words "Strike Swifty" engraved onto it. It could really only flex a little, like a hard rubber, but was animated metal. It could not speak as such, but if adhered to a hat or lapel, would regale the wearer with endless entertaining tales, mostly true, about combat and related misfortune. Scorpat called it Skippy, Skip for short. End of Dragon Warriors, Space Warriors, New Eden, New Hades, Conquest Earth Crossover 1.